What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 3 of Let Him Cook, man. Kwame here with my homie, my road dog, my best friend, Marsh, Mr. Marshall Mathers, the rapper.
Hey,
Ooh!
and one of them may or may not be a diss
Yeah.
to Kwame Appiah from season 4 of Love is Blind.
Marshall, I swear, God, you drop a diss track, oh, it's over, cuz.
It's about to be light skin, dark skin wars all
Yeah,
over again.
dead ass. I'm about to recruit, too. I'm about to be deep in the music video. Oh, man, that'll be so funny, bro.
Yeah, bro. What's up, K? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, dog. I'm good. You know, right before hopping on this, I posted my video about my hairline progression and whatnot. Man, it's crazy out here, big dog. You know, I feel good. It's just like there's a lot of progress. You know, going into 2026, I think I told you, you know, I don't really reflect too much on horoscopes, but Chelsea did read me what an Aries outlook was for 2026, and everything so far is like spot on. It feels like I have a renewed mindset. Like financially, I'm seeing things differently, and it's been a really positive effect. I'm having really good possibilities for job interviews as well, which, you know, right now I'm debating if I go back into corporate America or keep doing the influencing full time. So, bro, things are on the up and up, and I want to keep it going that way. You know, I'm doing my 75 hard right now with a group, so I just want to keep moving forward. Like, I want to focus on just getting better, and I just like let the rest of my life flow into that. You feel me?
I love that. I love that, bro. Well, you know, it is the year of the horse.
Okay.
And so 2025 was the year of the snake. And so that was meant to, you know, just push everything out of your way. It's supposed to burn the things that weren't meant to last, or things that weren't meant to be in your life. And then the year of the horse is about movement. It's about momentum, and new opportunities are going to arise. And so you're so just as you said, you know, you're a testament to the year of the horse starting off on the right foot, on the right hoof, I should say. And you know what's funny, bro? My name in the Germanic language, it means the keeper of horses. I found that, well, I kind of knew that already because I did some deep diving on my name like years ago, but I had a vague memory of it, and I went back to look at it again, and I'm like, oh shoot. Yeah, the keeper of horses, man.
I see you, big dog. I see you.
I don't know. Listen. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, am I a slave? Am I a servant?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it's all. I mean, it is what it is. You know what? Horses. You know, I don't even know if we can call them pets, but I mean, they kind of are. Like, a lot of people own pets or own horses and see them as pets, see them as companions, whatever the case may be. Like, that's the top of the breed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you could buy horses for like, I think you could buy a horse for a couple $100,000 out there. So, hey, if you keeping horses, it is what it is. You know what? Let's ask what's her face real quick. Hey Siri, what's the most expensive horse ever sold?
Probably a black stallion.
My gosh. Yo. Oh my gosh, Marshall. The most expensive horse ever sold is Fusaishi Pegasus, a thoroughbred racehorse that won the 2000 Kentucky Derby. Guess how much the horse sold for, Marshall?
$1 million.
That is a egregious understatement. 70 million, Marshall.
What?
A horse sold for we in the wrong business. We in the hey, let's go find Seabiscuit right now.
Seabiscuit, where you at? We coming to get you, dog. And we not spending 70 mil. You just coming home.
That ass. Yup. Seabiscuit getting in the back of the SUV, just like everybody else.
Bro, $70 million.
70 million.
And this is a horse that has already won the Kentucky Derby.
They'd won the Kentucky Derby. And you know how it is. I feel like for extremely wealthy people, it's less about what the object is, more about the story behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, somebody just bought Tiger Woods, one of his like Masters set of golf clubs for like a few mil, I believe. Like, it was like an astounding number. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's ever going to play golf with those, but that person's going to put it in their house, put it in a case. People are going to come over and they'll be like, hey, look, those are Tiger Woods, you know, golf clubs. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of the story behind it. That person just wanted to be like, hey, look, that horse won the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, and that $70 million is going to go right down the drain when that horse goes legs up. So,
100%.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, Tiger Woods' golf clubs are going to outlive everybody in that house.
Yeah.
But that horse, you know, all things must die at the end of the day.
All things must die. All things must die, which, you know what? This year, we're letting all of the hate, all of the negativity, and all the backwardsness die, and we're moving forward. It's the year of the horse, baby.
It is. It is. You know, and man, as much as I would love to subscribe to that, you know, let's just address the elephant in the room.
Yes,
And
things must happen.
even though we want to move forward in this world with zero hate and, you know, just positivity all around us, there's a lot of people in this world who are just
Hmm.
negative and are committed to being negative. And unfortunately, one of those people is leader of our country.
That's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think everyone wants to avoid politics a lot because it's people see it as like a you think differently from me or you have this opinion and I want to say what it is. But I think there's a certain commonality and a certain level of common sense, right? That if you have it, you understand, hey, as a leader of a country, you have to be someone who brings people together as opposed to create polarization. And I feel as though, unfortunately, anytime there has been context about our leader, it's been something that is negative, something that is divisive, something that's hateful, and that's just not right. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you could
Yeah.
have you could associate any other level of quality or contribution that a leader holds within a society, but their ability to unite the people, for me, is the number one most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think having differing viewpoints, especially in the world of politics, is what makes this country so great. And there is room for different opinions and for different viewpoints and different ways of living. And I echo what you're saying in terms of we need a leader who can unify.
Yeah,
And that leader is not going to do the right thing with a lot of different people, a lot of different groups in this country. That
yeah,
that that person can do no wrong in a lot of people's eyes. We need a leader who can see what happened to Renee Nicole Good and say, "Hey, that's not right." And I'm all for, you know, ridding this country of people who do not follow the rules, who
hmm,
are violent criminals, and they are illegally here in the United States. I think 100% those people should go. And every single administration has done just that. But for some
yeah,
reason, this administration is killing United States citizens. And we get into this conversation of just like blaming the administration for everything when it was just one bad seed that did the act. You know, President Trump, he didn't pull the trigger, but he empowered that person to pull the trigger. And where that's where the buck should stop. And that's where a leader should step in and say, "Hey, no, we got to pull in the reins on this. We got to reel the troops in. We got to reel these people in because that should not happen." Renee should be walking on the street today. Renee should go home to her child today. That is just
yeah,
it's just unlawful. And anybody who thinks otherwise, you're just delusional. You don't understand and value human life at that point.
yeah.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And we can get into the economics and politics of it all, but I think I'll just glaze over something that I think about a lot more than I should. Maybe maybe I should think about it a lot, but ultimately, sometimes you feel powerless when it comes to this context. But due to the way that our country is run, right, as a capitalist, heavily capitalist, you don't run a capitalist society like you do a country. You run it like you do a business. And so, much like any business, businesses have boards. They have people who they report to. The CEO reports to somebody. So, if you see our leader as the CEO of the country, unfortunately, the same exact systems and orders that are put in place at organizations occur where the person at the top makes the most, right? And the people at the
Mhm.
bottom make the least. Now, when you think about how that factors into everything that we do and how that factors into ICE and, people getting killed. Something bad happens at a company, a CEO is supposed to release a statement. And that statement is typically supposed to be something that alleviates all worry within that company to say that, hey, everything, what happened was wrong.
Mhm.
We are here to stand together, lock arms, give each other hugs, whatever the case may be, and find a way to make sure we do better. Unfortunately, due to the fact that we are so heavily focused on money, right? And keep this in mind, Donald Trump, when he got into office, I think his net worth was about 3.5 billion. I think so, roughly. And since then, his net worth it's doubled since he got
Mm.
into office. So everything that he says has to endorse the things that are putting money in his pockets. When a leader's so heavily focused on money, that's just the way that it goes. And ICE is a big, big, big part of Donald Trump's money because that's, United States internal defense, right?
Mm,
So keep this in mind. Right now, we're spending, $1 trillion on defense. A trillion,
mm,
okay? Donald Trump, he says by 2027 wants to be spending 1.5 trillion on defense. Right? So that means that anything that has to do with America first, anything that has to do with when it in all honesty is not really America first, but anything that optically looks like America first, anything that builds America's defenses, makes America stronger. Because what he literally says is he wants to build a dream army or a dream military. And
mm,
like, one, we're not going to war with anybody, right? Or at least we're not supposed to be going to war with anybody. What
mhm,
is the need to bolster our defense spend by 50%? There's only one thing, right? Is that while he's in office, military and defense part of the economy have lined his pockets so that he will pay back out to them.
mhm,
And that's
mhm,
all what lobbying is at the end of the day. When you're becoming president, I give you a bunch of money towards towards you becoming president, right? Towards your campaign so that when you become president, you have the power to give me a bunch of money back. And if you look at every single company that invested heavy amounts of money in Donald Trump's campaign for the last year, their stock prices have gone up significantly.
mm.
So that's what it is. And that's what sucks is at the end of the day, everything is tied to money.
What do they say? They say money is the root of all evil,
Money
right?
is the root of all evil.
And, when I look at what happened in Venezuela,
Hmm.
you can look at what happened in Venezuela and you can see that it was not solely about drug trafficking into the United States. It had a lot to do with oil and who
Hmm.
controls the one of the largest
The
one of the largest. Cue the clip of Jack Ryan where
Mhm,
John Krasinski's character Jack Ryan is
mhm,
the CIA analyst, and he is talking to a room of analysts, and he's talking about Venezuela
mhm.
and why Venezuela is probably the highest on the list in terms of a threat to the United States. I think that is it's unfortunate that we are utilizing our country's military to carry out these this capitalist agenda. And Chris Evans character, Captain America, he didn't sign the Sokovia Accords because he didn't want to subject himself to a government that has agendas, and those agendas change every single
Mhm,
administration, every single leader that comes into office.
mhm.
Barack Obama wasn't talking about attacking Venezuela. Joe Biden wasn't talking about attacking Venezuela. Where does the buck stop?
Yeah, I need everybody to make eye contact with me here because I'm about to say something really important, right? Optically, when you look at Venezuela, it looks like from the outside in, it looks like we did the right thing, right? I did talk to couple of my best friends who are Venezuelan, and they did say initially their families were rejoicing. I think that there was a lot of progress that needed to be had in Venezuela, no matter what, right? But when you think about what happened, the fact that America interceded in another country's political affairs and completely decided they were going to take over, remove their president, and become leaders of the country. If we think about what happened in Iraq, and when we think about any time that America has this much exposure to another country, you have to understand that it's never, ever, ever about that country's leader or the problems that that country is having. It is about what America wants from that country. You need to
Mhm,
understand that. Point blank, period. So, what does America want? And obviously, in this circumstance, it's very obvious. Venezuela has one very important resource that America could definitely, take advantage of, which is the oil, right? When you think about Iraq and what happened in Iraq, when Iraq was liberated, quote unquote, by America, Iraqis were so happy, right? You should see the footage. They were so excited. Very similar to the types of videos and tapes that you saw about Venezuelans being so excited and so happy. Over the next decade or so, the U.S. proceeded to, after liberating Iraq, spend $2.7 trillion, $2.7 trillion on the military in order to bolster their defenses in Iraq, take things from Iraq, take Iraq's resources. It was all about what Iraq had that the United States needed. And so keep this in mind. At the end of the day, man, like you can love this country all you want. And just like anything else, if you do actually love it, right? If you love your sports team, you will say, hey, like, I love y'all. I'll support
yeah.
y'all, but hey, y'all are doing bad. Something needs to change. We need to
Right. You
change the
can do
court.
no wrong in my
Yeah,
eyes.
yeah, like you need to change the quarterback, or you need to change the coach, or you need to change the running back. Right? There are things that need to be done in order to rebuild that team and make that team actually a team that benefits not just the players but also the fans. It's supposed to be a universal system where everybody walks out a better, happier person. And it's never going to be that way for us just because of the powers in place. And
Yeah.
so, man, we could talk about it on and on and on and on. So,
Yeah. No,
man, let's
really,
move on to
really.
happier things, if I'm just being honest with you, big dog.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we had to address the elephant in the room, man. You know, it's a topic that a lot of our peers tend to stray away from, and I'm happy that I have a partner in you to be able to get some stuff off of my chest, and I
Mhm.
can be that for you, and we can move on.
Yep.
Because we can't take it back. We can't put the bombs back into the planes. We can't put the ammunition back into the guns. What's
Yeah.
happened has happened, and we got to move forward. And so,
Yep.
happier things are ahead. Like the year of the horse, we're just gonna go ahead and trample over what just happened, and we're gonna move forward.
I like that.
We're gonna move
I like
forward.
that a lot. Yeah. Well, let's move on to some slightly, lighter things off of the chest. Obviously, it's a new year here, and we've got a lot of cool things to look forward to. Let's talk about things that you enjoyed from 2025, man. Let's start with the movies that you like most from 2025, and then we'll spin up to the movies we're excited for in 2026, man. I'll let you
Yeah,
start off.
this is right on time because it is award season. So I'm not a real big, I'm not an avid viewer of the award seasons, but
Hmm.
of the award shows, I should say. But I'm a huge movie goer. I love movies, and
Yeah.
2025 had some decent flicks, some great flicks, I should say, and two of them. My number one for 2025 is Sinners. And
Ooh.
I think Sinners should walk away with all of the awards. Sinners should sweep everything. Unfortunately, it probably won't. But
Yeah.
say la vie.
Sinners Sinners was so I just watched Sinners like 2 weeks ago, and when I tell people that, they're like, "What? Like,
Yeah, I was
how are
about
you
to
so
say, you're
late?" You
just
know
not
what I'm
watching
saying?
it?
Yeah, I love movies, man. I'm a big movie guy. But it's so funny when Sinners came out, one, I think, when you think about your movie going experiences, you have to think about your partners as well, right?
Yeah,
And Chelsea and I go to the movies a lot, and Sinners is obviously, it's not that it's a scary movie, but there's definitely some scary elements. And Chelsea is someone who's a bit frail when it comes to the scary stuff. And so we don't really do scary stuff. So I was like, all right, I can't go to the movies. And so maybe I'll watch it in my basement. And so I think time went on and on and on, and I just never really got back around to it. And then I went home for Thanksgiving, and my cousins were like, "You've never seen Sinners? Oh my gosh!" So that's when we started. We started it that night, and then I finished it on the flight back home, and it was fantastic. The scene that always plays in my head is when they are killing I guess like when he kills the Irishman in the water, when the sun comes out
hmm
and that music is playing in the background and the sun is rising and they're
yeah,
in the water. That's like one of the most beautiful cinematic scenes,
yeah,
like in all senses. What I was watching and what I was hearing, I was like, oh my gosh, my like skin's tingling. So that was amazing.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
bro, man. Shout out to Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Uh, Ryan Coogler just consistently pumps out incredible cinema.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to think of his composer that he uses. I know his first name is, or maybe it's his last name is Ludwig.
Hmm.
But anyway, the score, I agree. The
Yeah.
score of Sinners was amazing. And my number two movie, this franchise is near and dear to my heart. I grew up watching these films, and I'm sad to see the finale kind of just bring it all together. But it was one of my favorite movies that I saw in 2025, and it's Mission Impossible, the
Mission
finale.
Impossible. How'd you like
Mission
it?
Impossible was, oh my god, it was amazing. I had actually gone
Hmm.
to the premiere in LA, and with one of my best friends, Annalise,
Yeah.
Kelly, and Riri Simpson, they were sitting next to me, and so we were just really enjoying the film. And I was watching it from a child standpoint because that's when I was first introduced to the series when I was a child, just watching the first one and then growing up through all of the other subsequent films. And this one was an incredible way to cap it off. Tom Cruise is really good at what he does, and the man is a storyteller, and he has his hand in everything Mission Impossible. Every film that he's been a part of, he has his hand in. And so thank you to Tom for creating a beautiful send off for a franchise that is arguably one of the best action franchises in the history of cinema.
I agree with you, man. So I watched about half of it. I think my watching experience, my viewing experience for this last one wasn't as excited, or I guess like as I didn't feel like it didn't satisfy as much as the other ones did. Right now, here's why.
Here we
Growing
go.
up, growing up, I loved Mission Impossible, man.
Yeah.
And so when this next movie came out, I was really excited to see it. The problem I had with this Mission Impossible is there were like 10 timelines going on at the same time. And I was like, bro, we're going here, we're going there, we're going back, we're going forward. And I was like, yo, just stick to a plot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was tough because there's so many movies, they're so good. You want to touch on every single movie and what happened to put it all back together. Obviously, that's what happens when you're, closing out a series. But I just felt like they were trying to do way too much to tie the stories together. It's like for the people who have watched it, we've watched it, we know it for the most part. I tried to watch it with Chelsea, and I think that was a big part of why I didn't enjoy it initially because like Chelsea had never seen it. Right. And I tried to explain to her, like, hey, this is kind of like just the basics of it. And any movie is tough to get into if it's the last, the closeout and you're watching it.
Yeah.
But bro, within like 5 minutes, she was completely lost. Right. And I was like, you know what? That makes sense. Like, that makes sense because if I had never seen these movies, I'd be like, what the is going on? Like, what's going on? So I just feel like they were a bit too all over the place. But overall, I feel like Tom Cruise is a fantastic actor, man. I don't feel like he gets as much love. I mean, he may in certain communities, in certain areas, but like when I think about Tom Cruise and I think about movies, like I loved all the Mission Impossible movies, right? I loved Night and Day. Night and Day is one of my like
Oh yeah, Night and
OG.
Day, Cameron Diaz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Top
Love
Gun.
that.
Can't forget Top Gun.
Can't forget Top Gun. He plays a certain character and he plays it really well. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And so you got to give him his flowers there. But yeah, man, overall, love that movie. Love that franchise. That movie was good. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so what your top two for 2025?
Okay, so my top two gotta be. So I watched Sinners at the very, very end. So it's hard to say that was in my top two, but you're gonna have to give me an extension there. I'll do a top three, and I'll say
Okay.
Sinners is in there.
All right.
But apart from Sinners, F1, the F1 movie, I loved it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved it, man. The cinematography, like I feel like for both of us, we're a bit on the nerdier creative side. So like I was looking at the color grading. The color grading
Yeah.
was unbelievable.
Yeah. Incredible. It was incredible.
Incredible.
Who's the
It's
director?
like,
Let me see.
oh my gosh, who was the director of F1? But while you look that up, like that movie was just unbelievable. And the story, like, who was the director?
Joseph Kosinski.
Okay, bet. But Joe, my guy, look, you did a good job, man. You did a great job. I loved it. Like I said, I loved the cinematic aspect of it, but I also love the storytelling. And it's funny, like a lot of people say, "Oh, I knew like Brad Pitt was gonna win that race, like whatever." But like I don't know, for me, it caught me by surprise because that movie for him, it felt like a bit of a self-sacrifice type of movie, right?
Yeah.
He was like, I'm gonna give myself up so that the team can win for the greater good. And in doing that, he somehow accomplished his all-time goal. And I loved that. I felt like that was such a big win, you know what I'm saying? And a big win that I feel like I don't know, could be celebrated when it just ripples through and somebody finally gets to like accomplish that thing.
Yeah.
So that felt really good, man. It was a good storyline. I think the romantic people out there in the world would be like, oh my gosh, then why didn't he stay and, live life and, be with her or whatever the case may be. But like, ultimately, I love the way that it ended because it means that you are able to what I took from the F1 movie was that you're able to take time despite how late you feel it is in life, right? At any point in your life, you are able to, and you are capable of accomplishing a lifelong dream.
Yeah.
You can take the time to do that. And then you also have the option, once you have accomplished that, to just go back to what your life is. It's never too late.
Right.
So I love that. That's what I took from it. So F1, and then I don't know if you've seen this one, but Frankenstein.
No, you have said this to me that I need to go watch it. You and Chelsea said I need to watch it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my gosh, bro. That movie is incredible. The directing was incredible. Oscar Isaac was incredible. Like, I mean, the whole cast was great. But one thing that we watched it in my downstairs TV. My downstairs TV is 98 inches, so it feels like you're at a movie theater, dog.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Big
So
ass TV.
big ass TV. So, bro, I felt like I was at the movies. All the lights were off, the sounds all the way up. We're in here like, oh my gosh. When I say the scenes, the set, the costume work was just unbelievable.
Mhm.
It was unbelievable. There's, a big part of the movie is centralized around like this really, really big ship. And they're on the ship. The ship is stuck in some ice out somewhere in the world. And due to that, when you have those kind of elements of nature, right? You're out in vast open landscape and it's icy and there's some sun in it. You're able to like mix those three things together in a really beautiful way. And there were some of the most beautiful scenes that I've seen in a movie ever.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
I mean,
So
you're making a great
Frankenstein.
case to go watch it.
Yeah. I think it was
Shout out to
Jacob Elordi
Netflix.
as well. Yeah, shout out to Netflix.
Yeah. Yo, Netflix has been cooking with the originals.
Yes.
Been cooking.
Yep.
Speaking of originals, have you heard of the conformity gate for Stranger Things finale?
You know what? If I'm gonna be honest with you, Marsh, I actually don't even watch Stranger Things, so you're gonna have to tell me all about it.
Dog, bro, what? Yo, you have to watch Stranger Things. Stranger Things was so good. And
Okay.
I'm not gonna go into the weeds of what it's about. It's a sci-fi thriller set in the 80s.
Yeah.
And actually saw something that on TikTok where somebody said that the experiments that they were running on the children in the show was an actual experiment that they ran in real life. So
Okay.
yeah, no, it's pretty intense. But conformity gate is super fans of the show who are taking to the internet to express not only their love for the series, but the fact that they believe that there's that it was a fake ending, and there's another episode that's coming out that will reveal the real ending for the show.
Oh my
And
gosh.
there's a lot of signs that point to it. Like there's numbers, there's dates, there's words that have a certain amount of letters in it that match up to the dates. It's pretty interesting, actually. So
Yeah.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all, like I said before, but I believe in this one.
Okay.
I believe in this one.
All right, conformity gate. I'll have to check that out. I've never seen Stranger Things, and then Chelsea and I tried to start it about a month ago so that we could catch up and then catch up to everybody else and watch this finale as well. But once again, it's a bit the beginning's a bit of a scarier run, and so when we watched it, we were out of the cabin, kind of in the middle of nowhere. It was nighttime. Yeah, so we started that, and then Chelsea was immediately like, "Nah, I can't do this." So yeah, there's a couple. I would say there's a few shows that I actually have to catch up back on because that wasn't really Chelsea's thing. So it's Stranger Things. I think I'm gonna have to watch by myself, and then Severance as well. Which we were I think about halfway through that episode, but then the creepy man outside the window I think did it for Chelsea, and she just couldn't go on any longer. And so
Creepy man outside the window.
When the first guy who figures out about the fact that they're all severed, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And he has an idea what really goes down there. So yeah, I mean nothing crazy, but yeah, he had the red lights blaring, and so we turned that off.
Yeah.
As well. So a couple shows that I got to catch back on.
Man, the originals are coming in hot, and they've been coming in hot for a couple of years. Like the Apple TV originals are fantastic. Studio, Severance. There's a few more that's not coming to mind, but they're really, really good. Netflix, obviously we're part of the Netflix family, so you got to shout them out. But I'm really excited for original movies in 2026. And, obviously a few of the continuations of a lot of franchises. But bro, like there's a lot of movies that are coming out in 2026.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm not sure you're aware.
Tell me more.
All right, let me just run down the list. I got them right here. Toy Story 5.
Okay.
The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Ooh.
Scream 7. Jumanji 3. I'm really excited about this next one. Avengers Doomsday. Bro, to follow up on the mid-credit scene from Fantastic Four, all of the, obviously Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to play Dr. Doom, which a lot of people did not see that coming, but there's a lot of like superhero fanatics and like Straw Hat Goofy and Soups who are online saying that they could have seen it from a mile away, but I didn't. I'm not really into the weeds like that, like the comics. And all that. I didn't know that Tony Stark could have ever been Dr. Doom. I don't know if he's even playing Tony Stark. I don't know, but anyway, uh,
Mhm.
Dune Part 3.
Okay.
There's the live action for Moana.
Oh, wow, that's gonna be
Bro,
crazy.
my God, bro.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the Iliad or
Yes.
the
Oh,
Odyssey?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Bro,
Come on, dog.
The
Come
Odyssey is
on,
coming
dog.
out this year. I'm
The
so
nerd,
excited
yeah,
for
the
that.
nerd inside of me is going crazy about that, bro. I'm stupid hype about the
Yes,
Odyssey.
bro.
Yes.
Bro. And they have tapped the best director for this film, Christopher motherfucking Nolan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's
Shout out to
definitely good.
Chris Nolan. My
Yeah.
man is at the center of probably the best movie trilogy to ever exist, the Dark Knight
Yeah.
trilogy. And he's come out with a lot of movies, since then, but Christopher Nolan is really going to capture the depth of the Odyssey.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of world building that I think Christopher Nolan does exceptionally well.
Mhm.
And I'm just really excited for that film. There's Spider-Man, Brand New Day. I'm excited for that one too. We've been seeing a lot of screenshots and not screenshots. We've been seeing a lot of teasers and behind the scenes stuff that people have been leaking. And then there's The Mandalorian and Grogu. They're coming out with a film. I'm really excited for 2026, bro. About to be a lot of good movies. A lot of good
That's a
movies.
bet. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about I have like my guilty pleasure movies, right?
Mm.
Like, my chick flicks that I watch when nobody's around.
Say more about that. Say more about that.
Nah, they're pretty universal, I will say, but they're movies that I love a lot more than you would expect. And The Devil Wears Prada was one of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Such a good movie. And we were just watching
Classic.
another one. So we were just watching another one the other night, Chelsea and I were, is oh my gosh, Pitch Perfect.
Yep. That's another good one.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And one movie, if I was to tell you one movie that is probably in my hi, you gonna roast me like you usually do. A movie that is in my top 10 all time, Mean Girls.
I'm not gonna roast you.
Oh,
I'm surprised that you said Mean
New
Girls.
Year, New You.
You're the horse, baby. We moving forward. I really enjoyed Mean Girls. That's a movie that we grew up on.
Yes. Listen,
I think
Mean
that's a great
Girls.
film.
Mean Girls. Look, listen. Mean Girls gets credit. It does not get enough credit. Mean Girls is a movie that got everybody in every demographic to get interested in a bunch of kids at a high school, right? It's not just funny, right? It's also an intelligent movie. The script is so good, right? It's a movie that actually talks about like society and the way that we look at it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's deep psychologically, right? But it's also just like you can watch it for anything that you want. You can watch it to just chill. You can watch it to laugh. You can watch it to learn, right? There's so many different elements of Mean Girls. And that movie, I could watch it every single day and find something else that I thought is just great about it. So listen, Mean Girls might be one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm saying it now. It is what it is. All right.
Okay.
Now you know.
Now don't go too far. Don't go too far because I'm about to take this show for what it's worth. I'm about to cook you.
Okay.
That's the greatest movie of all time. Please don't say that.
I said one of the greatest movies of all time.
Okay, one of those.
Speaking of, that means Marsh, next episode, we're not gonna do it right now, but next episode you got to bring in your top 3 or top 5 top movies of all time.
Okay.
I know you don't have it on the top of your head right now, and we're not gonna sit here and ponder the whole shit because it's gonna take a minute.
Yeah. I can tell you what's not on the list, and it ain't no damn Mean Girls. I can tell you that. But
Lindsay Lohan, we love you.
But Mr. and Mrs. Smith, now that's on my list.
That's a really good movie.
On my list.
That's a really
that's
good
on
movie.
my list. Yeah, man.
That's a really good movie.
There's so much that we can talk about movies, so much that we can go into depth about film.
Yeah.
But there's a trend that I want to talk to you about that involves film.
Okay.
Have you been seeing these AI pictures of movie characters and actors in their costumes sitting around a table, and the prompt is who at this table has to get up so that XYZ can have a seat. Have you been seeing these?
Yes, I've been seeing those.
So since we talked about Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible being one of the greatest action flicks of all time, let's start there.
Okay.
So these are the people around the table. And you have to tell me who has to get up so that Tom Cruise can sit down.
Okay.
Okay? So starting from the right side of the picture going around the table, we have Denzel Washington.
Okay.
Equalizer.
Okay.
We have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah, Moana.
Insert whatever action flick he's ever been in. I assume God, please no. I assume he's Hobbs in this, but insert whatever action movie
Mm-hmm.
he's been in.
Yeah.
Then we have the British legend himself, Jason Statham.
Mm-hmm. I like the
I
little British accent.
appreciate that. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
film he's been in, because he's been in a bunch of action films.
Yeah, he's been in a lot.
Looks like he might be maybe Deckard Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name? Deckard Shaw?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just call it
Yeah,
Shaw. Yeah.
Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have Keanu Reeves as John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
We got the legend Bruce Willis,
Mm-hmm.
Die Hard,
Mm-hmm.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, and to round it off, we have Sly Stallone. So out of
Okay.
those incredible actors,
Yeah.
which of those has to get up for Tom Cruise? I have my answer already.
Yeah.
I'm dying
Jason
to know
Statham.
yours though.
Jason Statham's getting up.
Hell no!
Yeah. Jason
What?
Statham's getting up because look, Denzel's not getting up out. Oh, look, basic. Denzel's not getting up off any table. Point blank. Period. He's not.
Absolutely
Okay?
not. No.
Okay. Actually, you know what? You know what? Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I gotta take that back. I gotta take that back. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Jason. Don't be mad at me. Dwayne Johnson.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Dwayne, you gotta
Thank
go,
you,
big
bro.
dog. You gotta get
You're
your big
outta here,
Hulk ass up
bucko.
out of there, buddy.
You're out of here. My
Don't let
man,
the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
my guy. Because if you stuck with Jason Statham, I was gonna go directly to the Transporter. And the
Yeah.
Transporter,
Yeah.
that series the two that he was in, was he in
Mhm.
3? But whatever. The Transporter
Mhm.
2 is the best Transporter of all time. That
Okay.
is better than the entire career of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know what? The thing about Dwayne is his action movies are usually like comical. They're not serious action movies. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
larger than life. He's the indestructible man. He's always
Yeah.
gonna win at the end of the day.
yeah,
I think a lot of these characters in this image have
Mhm.
had struggle in their film. Now,
Yeah.
obviously they are the main characters and they come out on top.
Mhm.
But I look around this table and I see a lot of legends.
Yeah.
And Dwayne "The Rock" is he's just not a legend in my eyes. Now he has cemented himself in the legacy of wrestling. I just don't know. And I have my own feelings about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson because I
Sure.
think that his character, Luke Hobbs, destroyed my favorite franchise, Fast and Furious. Because up until that point, Fast 5 was when he entered the franchise. Up until that point, it was about the cars. They weren't doing no crazy missions,
Yeah.
blowing up, going to space, and my man is pushing torpedoes on ice. Come on, dog. He WWE'd my favorite freaking franchise. And like you said, I think that a lot of his movies translate into that. It's just like very comical, very like slapstick, very whimsical, not
Yeah.
really true action. There was one that he was in that was true action, and that was Snitch.
Scorpion
2.
King.
No, that was comical. Snitch was good, and shoot, it was the one where he got cut up on his chest. He was the sheriff. Standing Tall.
Mhm.
That I enjoyed that film too. That was pretty good. But yeah, man, great that we could agree on that. Let's move on
Okay.
to the next one, shall we? This
All
is
right,
superheroes.
yeah. Okay, bet.
So you have to tell me, out of all of these superhero characters, who has to get up so that Captain America, Chris Evans, can have a seat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We have The Flash.
Mm-hmm.
We have Black Panther.
Okay.
We have Thor, Iron Man. So we have Smart Hulk. I'm not going to use the Incredible Hulk. We have Smart
Okay.
Hulk because that's what's on the
Mhm.
screen.
Yeah.
We have John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic. We have Henry Cavill Superman, Tom Holland Spider-Man, and we have The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Christian Bale.
it looks like Christian Bale. This is kind of an easy one for me. I mean, like it's between Smart Hulk and Reed Richards. The Mr. Incredible. Just like for me, it's kind of easy there. I mean, the Flash is pretty close. So there's 3 ways to look at the context. Are we talking about like them as character, like the comics? Are we talking about them as, how good their movie was? Or are we talking about these people as just actors? Like actors within their role. Yeah.
Let's just say it is their character and
Okay.
all of their canon, whether
Okay.
it's animated series, comic book, movies, whatever. Let's just say that
Okay.
it's just them because we can
Okay.
judge them based off of their movies, and
Yeah.
that has completely different answers for
Yes.
a lot of different people. But
Yeah.
just saying off of their character alone, let's just say that.
Okay,
Make it
well,
easy.
I'll say this, Marsh. I want to bring up a quick story about Black Panther.
Okay.
Right, growing up in America for an African can be difficult. Right, back in the day, I don't know if it's that same way now. There were a lot of terms. I remember people used to use this very, very offensive, real asshole term. They would call you an African booty scratcher.
Mhm.
Right, it was like the one thing that got under my skin so much. And I was always curious about that because I was always like, why are y'all making fun of me? We're both black. Like, I remember
Mhm.
saying to a guy, I was like, we're both like, you're African American. And he looked at me, he was like, yeah, but you're African, right? Like
Mm.
this really, really shitty way to make people feel by the fact that we were different. That's
Right.
classism. We'll talk about that another day. But what is important is that when Black Panther came out, I forget what year it was, but whatever year Black Panther was, like
2018.
came 2018, whatever year Black Panther came out was the first year that I genuinely felt connected to the African American community. And
Mm.
it's crazy, right? You're like, wait, it was just a superhero movie. There were so many times, either be on the internet or in person, where Black Americans would come up and be like, do the little salute,
Mhm.
right? Like, as it like they knew the distinction, right? Because you can kind of tell at times. Like for me, I can tell. I could look at an African American, and I know they're African American. I could look at African and be like, "You're African," right?
Right.
And so there was some distinctions there, and that was really the first time I felt full acceptance into the Black American community. It's so crazy because at that point in time, 2018, I would have been freaking 28,
Mm.
right? Like that's a really late age for me to finally, feel like I was accepted into the Black American community, considering I came here at the age of 8, 20 years later. So
Yeah.
T'Challa will never, ever get up from that seat. He
Never.
will never get up from that seat. And my goodness, man, what an incredible actor to play him as well, man. Rest in peace. Like everything came together. T'Challa is my GOAT superhero.
Yeah.
All right, for that fact. For everything that I feel like he has contributed to my life, even as just an actor and a comic, right? In a comic book
Yeah.
and a superhero,
Yeah, bro. No, I feel this the same level of that you have for the same level of affinity that you have for T'Challa, Black Panther. I share that because Black Panther has always been my favorite character in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I think I still have it. I don't know where it is. It might be in the box still, but I have the original cover of the 1968 introduction of Black Panther. I
Yeah.
have that cover framed, and Black Panther has always been at the top of my list. And when that movie came out in 2018, me and my fraternity brothers, we went several times in the theater. The first time
Yeah.
I will never forget, people were showing up in dashikis. People showed up with, there was this dude that showed up with a drum. And when the credits were rolling, he was playing the drum. And I was thinking it was the freaking movie score. It was him. And people were dancing. And there was just I have never experienced what my ancestors experienced, and that was unity in the Black American community. I grew up in a lot of division in Baltimore City. Like people were killing each other, people were fighting each other, and my parents and their parents, they grew up in an era where it was us against everybody. And so when this movie came out, I felt like it was us against everybody.
Yep.
And for the first time in my life, that was the first time I experienced that. And it was beautiful, man. And that's why I went back. And that's why I think Black Panther, the film, shout out to Ryan Coogler again.
Yeah.
He has cemented a legacy. Black Panther, the character, Chadwick Boseman, Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, Angela Bassett, everybody Forrest Whitaker, everybody who was a part of that film has cemented themselves in the legacy, in the minds of Black people around the world.
Yeah.
Because we can't be the only ones that like sat and watched that film like, oh my God.
Yeah, man. People don't realize.
They had one white character in that film.
I think that was a really important part of what the entire image and the entire existence, like, and the entire theory of what Black Panther was, right? It's like ultimately, and I think there was a part where some people were upset because they were saying that the white guy was still the savior, right? I mean, so it kind of ticked a couple people off. But ultimately, I think that was, for me, the way that I look at it, is that at the end of the day, in order to solve the problem, in order to come out on top, we all need each other. That's the way that I saw it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Because the Wakandans had built everything. They had created this incredible kingdom. They had all this technology. They did all of these things. They were already victors. They had already won. They didn't need somebody. But when somebody did come in, somebody who was different, that person noticed. That person saw how incredible these people were and was like, I got to do everything I can to help them. So I think personally the integration was a beautiful thing, and it ties to other things. But yeah, man, sorry, we'll get back to this. But yeah, I mean, Bro, I mean, yeah, like Black Panther was just such an important movie for me. But so Flash, Black Panther, Flash, Black Panther, Thor. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to go. I think personally, with if we're doing just Smart Hulk's got to go. Like easy, 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 easy. Because
Hmm.
yeah, because like if it was Hulk's entire journey, I think the Hulk would stay and maybe Reed would leave. But Reed is such an important character to his like universe and understanding. And Captain America, like he has to sit down. Like Captain America for me has to sit at the head of the table. Like if it's within these universes. And so yeah, I mean, I'd move Smart Hulk and put him there, keep Reed. Yeah, that's my
Hmm.
thoughts. What do you think?
Not a bad take.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's between Reed Richards and the Flash,
Okay.
because I look around this table and I see a lot of individuals who have contributed to a lot of phenomenal success. Not only just like in the canon of
Yeah.
DC and the canon of
Mm-hmm.
Marvel, but I'm talking like
Mm-hmm.
box office and movies.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I didn't really grow up on the Fantastic Four.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really grow up on too much of Marvel either, outside of obviously these heavy hitters, but
Yeah.
I was more of a DC guy. So I'm gonna leave Flash there, and I'm gonna take Reed Richards and seat Captain America.
Okay. I can
Yeah,
respect that. I can respect. That's
yeah,
a good take, man. It's a good take. It's sometimes it's about what you're more involved in, where you're at. But yeah, that's a good question, bro. That's a really, really solid question. So nah, I respect that. We'll keep it.
yeah, man. And this is, this third one. This is the last one before we wrap the episode, man.
Okay. Bet.
In episode 0, in our
Mhm.
pilot episode, we
Okay.
talked about Drake and Kendrick.
Okay.
Now, this image, who at this table has to get up so Kendrick Lamar can have a seat? And I'd just like to
Mm-hmm.
note for you and for the viewers that
Mm-hmm.
Drake is not at this table. So let's go around the table.
Oh, man.
From starting from the right and going around, we got 50 Cent, we got Kanye West, we got Slim Shady, we got
Mm-hmm.
Pac, we got Jay-Z, we got Lil Wayne, and we got Biggie. Who has to get up so Kung Fu Kenny can have a seat?
You know what? This is actually a really, really, really tough one because you can look at it a couple ways, right? When you think about like the different eras of hip hop and what they've all contributed,
Uh-huh.
right? Biggie and Pac were so important to like the real next step, right, for hip hop, where they stepped out
Mm-hmm.
of the who be the gaggedy, him and the
Yep.
rap used to be
The
kind of like
transition.
jokey.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you came with Armed and Dangerous, ain't too many can like that's when rap became for me, that's when rap really started hitting, you know? So Biggie and Pac were such a big part of that. And Lil Wayne for me is the greatest lyricist to ever exist. I'm talking when you talk about I mean, like the thing about Lil Wayne is he can get really, 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 really conscious, but also for him, like he's just having a good time. Any
Yeah.
of his mixtapes, when you listen to his mixtapes, the doubles and triples and quadruple entendres that he uses,
Yeah.
right? The wordplay that he's in, the way that he's swinging on a beat, like it's just unbelievable, man. I remember I used to work at a Hollister, and we used to listen to the drought every night when we were cleaning
Mm.
up, right? And then I remember like all of these were different parts of my life, man. I remember when I moved back home from college and I used to drive up from Hagerstown to IAD, the airport, and I would listen to No Ceilings every single time. So man,
Mm.
Lil Wayne really like Lil Wayne might honestly be my real goat. It's just like he hasn't come out for a long time. He hasn't had music, he's had some stuff out, but it's just not like it used to be, right? For me, the GOAT status is about maintaining. It's about getting up there and
Right.
maintaining. So
Right.
yeah, Jay-Z, I actually have a lot of love for Jay-Z. One of my favorite albums for a really long time is actually not one of like the top tier Jay-Z albums if you ask a lot of people, but American Gangster. I love that album. I loved American Gangster. I think it might also had to do because I love the movie. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So I think like that was an important context. I really, really love that. But if I'm being honest with you, people reflect on Jay-Z's full body of work in a different way than I do. I don't really like Blueprint 2 were like, they were good albums. They were good, but people are like, wow, it was like revolutionary. And, I think at that time it was. So if you grew up with it and you listened to it at that time, it was really big
Uh-huh.
for you. But for me, I'm like, it was good. So when we go over to the right side of the table, 50 Cent. It's funny because he really is a massive change maker in hip hop, man. When Get Rich or Die Trying came out,
Yeah, it changed the game.
It changed the game. So you got to give 50 his flowers, you know. He's a jerk, but he's a
massive
real
troll,
jerk.
bro.
He's
massive
a massive troll, and sometimes I can't stand his ass, but give him his flowers. And then Kanye, if Kanye didn't go down the path that Kanye did, I think Kanye would have been the greatest artist to ever step foot on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
Because what he brought to music, the way he changed, without Kanye, there's no Drake, there's no Travis Scott, right? Like, there's no Kid Cudi. Like, the way that he brought, like, 808s and Heartbreak was a completely new era of music. That's when every rapper started really putting 808s in their music. And you were like, oh my gosh, this is a different sound. He changed and he kept moving. Every time Kanye changed his style, hip hop changed its style to meet Kanye.
Yeah, for sure.
So Kanye really is one of the greats. Like, if I was to give you a top 5 rappers list, Kanye is definitely on there without a doubt. It's unfortunate the path that he's going down, but it is what it is. And then M is the greatest white boy rapper ever. M is incredible. I remember I used to be in my room writing down Eminem lyrics, right? So, man, this is a really, really tough list. But if I was to look at this list and have to tell somebody to get up, I think due to the fact that it was very short-lived, his journey, he didn't really get as deep.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Please don't say it. Please, 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 for the love of God, don't say it.
So, no. I was gonna say, man, this is a really tough one. Look, man, it's so hard. It's gotta be, man, the internet's gonna cook me for this one. But I think it might have to be Pac or Biggie. It might have to be, bro. It might have to be. And I hate to say it. But when you look at this table, I don't know if there's anybody else. All right. It might be 50 Cent. It might be. But when 50 Cent came out, he changed so many things. I don't know. You don't tell me you think it's Eminem. Who do you think this is?
Hell no. No, Eminem is one of my favorites.
Oh, you're going to say Jay-Z.
I was going to say Ye.
End this podcast right now. Turn this shit off.
Listen, for me, it is, and I agree with you. This is a very tough, very, very, very tough situation we got going on. I said I was going to say Kanye. I was, case in point, was going to say Kanye. But when I look at this and I assess, I'm kicking Kendrick out.
Okay. You know what? We agree on that.
I'm kicking Kendrick out.
Yeah.
Because this is a goated table, and I don't think Kendrick fits in any of these eras of hip-hop.
Yes. Yep.
Now, if this was J. Cole, Drake, Mac Miller, like people who grew up in that era of hip hop, they were having a different conversation. But these are legends. Yeah. And Kendrick Lamar, although he's one of my top favorite artists, I don't think he's at legend status with these other legends.
Yep. I'm very glad you said that.
That's like bringing in LeBron to a group of legends that played in a different era of basketball.
Yeah, the Bill Russells and the Hakeems.
It's just different. I'm not asking Bill Russell to get up so LeBron James can sit down.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That's a good point. I respect that.
So, yeah, man. I think that's the way we got to go with that. We got to get all of these dudes to kick Kendrick Lamar out.
Respect. That, you know what? That's got to be the end of the podcast, because, man, we're on the same wavelength. We just got to keep that energy going. My goodness. Because, yeah, when I look at this table, I could not imagine. And I'm so glad you did not kick Kanye out, because, man, Kanye's albums, bro, they got me through life, man. Yeah. Even Donda, man. I remember going through a breakup when I was in Portland, actually. So only like 5 years ago. And I remember, like, Moon, the song Moon, and I remember running on the bridge right by my apartment. I ran on that every single day to just, like, get myself through that portion of my life, and Moon would be the song playing in my ears every time. I literally just put it on repeat, man. There's just something about the way that Kanye's music makes you feel, that just, like, he really knows how to make sure you emotionally relate to music that he puts out. So, yeah, man, that's a beautiful way to end it. You know what? Today we cooked. I'm happy about that.
We did. This was a great episode, great conversation as always, my man.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, listen, y'all, a lot of stuff to talk about. Kind of an interesting week, kind of an interesting start to the year. But, man, if I could say anything, I would just say, look to your left, look to your right. Tell the people around you that you care about them. Show love, spread positivity. right? It's really important. Like, I feel like that feels like such a cliche thing to say, but nowadays it's really hard to find people on common ground who spread positivity your way. So please do. Marsh, you got anything for the audience?
Hey, man, you capped it off perfectly. Let's just move into this year with love, light, and grace, and let's try our best to block out the negativity and push
100%.
forward.
100%. All right, big dog. Well, all right, with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in to Let Him Cook. We will see y'all next time.
Peace.